Srinivasulu. Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Dr. B. Srinivasulu, Department of Mechanical Engineer. Today we are going to discuss from the manufacturing process of a solid state welding. Okay, that is a very important topic of a what is a in a forging welding here. Okay, let's we discuss about the what is the meaning of a solid state welding here. Okay, before going to the forging. Okay, here now see here the forging welding. If I am saying about the forging welding means what is it? Before that we have to go what is a solid state welding means. In a solid state of a welding is a no melting take place here. Solid state welding is a no melting take place here, and joint is formed between a two solid surfaces here. Okay, this is a topic. Okay, from the forged welding is a under of a solid state of a welding here. Okay, means here what is the meaning? Here is a solid state welding is a no melting take place and joint is formed between a two solid surfaces here. Two solid surfaces, and the part to be allowed means the parts to be allowed, okay, are heated to the welding of a temperature and which is a below of a melting point of a base metal. We have to see that the melting should be taken place below the base metal. If a base metal is totally melt take place, what happened? Then there is a welding take place is very difficult here. So it will can be taken place here. So we have to see that the melting point of a below the base metal we have to take care of that one. Okay, and the weld is means completed by applications means here we can say the forged welding can be taken place by nothing but with the help of a hammering, or we can say by the pressure, we can say. Okay, the weld is completed by application of a pressure or by hammering, we can say. This is a way of a forged welding can be carried out here. And here the means we are saying the what is the mechanical properties of a weld joint are very excellent, because this is the forged welding is the oldest method. Forged welding is a oldest method here. Okay, so here what happened here? So see here, so it's the oldest method and a very excellent, and the process can be automated to increase the production rate. But here in a what happens, the solid state welding is a increases, but here in a forged welding is a mass production take place is a very less here. Okay, that's only the one from here. And the very important process is here is a forged welding, friction welding. If I say of a solid state of a welding means it may be a forged welding, it may be friction welding, it may be a explosive welding, and a ultrasonic can be taken. But we are studying about the what is the meaning of forged welding. Okay, so very important. This is a topic from a solid state of a welding process. Okay, that is a forged welding. If I am saying of a forged welding, simple thing. If I am saying of a what is the meaning of a forged welding here? See here, the forged welding here is, if I'm saying this is a forge and welding here. Forge is a simple thing is of a by using of a pressure or by hammering on the two of a means of a hot heated can be taken place here, two pieces. If I'm saying of a two pieces, okay, this is one base metal, another base metal here. If I want to go with the see here, now I want to go with the this is a heater can be taken place here. Then I have to just near to make them, and by hammering I can join that. You have seen for the making of a our knife or some other things, we can be if a rod joining can be taken place by a oldest method, that is a ferrous metal, by using of a forging method, by hammering we can say, and we can shape that also. Shape changes can be taken place here. Welding can be occurred here. That all process is carried out. You have seen of your if a you have seen of a bending can be taken place by forging, okay, by heating, hot heating. Then after that we can by hammering we can change it anything, okay, that by first we have to heat that metal, then by hammering we can changing of a shape as well as joining can be occurred. That is a welding process can be carried out. That is the very oldest method we are using also. That is a we are saying that is a forged welding we are saying. Now see here from the say from the content of a forge welding principle, classification, process parameter, temperature we are saying, and the tools needed here, forgeable of a metals here, common hand tools we are using here, and what are the advantage and the disadvantage. If I am saying of a forge welding, see here the forge welding is a oldest method. Just now I said of a forge welding is the oldest method. Okay. So what happened here? Joining of a ferrous of a material in this process, ends of a two parts. Just now I said of a ends of a two parts can be kept. Ends of a two parts. Okay, this is a one end and this is another end. Okay, this is a one of a piece, another end. This is another second piece. Okay, the ends of a two parts means and this means ends of a two parts of a joint are heated by a plastic state. We are saying that is nothing but we can say that is above the crystallization of a temperature, above of a crystallization of a temperature we can say, and below the melting point. Just now I said if the base metal is a if above melting point takes place, what happen? Then very difficult for joining that one. So there will be a below of melting point should be carried out here. Okay, and here the weld is completed by pressure. Just now I said weld can be completed. Means welding can be completed by pressure or by if I saying of a two pieces. Okay, see this is the two pieces when you heat it take place by pressure. It may be a welding can be taken place here or by hammering. If it may be having it like this. Okay, if I am a this is the one of a hollow shape of a metal. If I want to here I want to fix this one. So what happened? Both are heated here. Hollow of a cylinder of a this metal here, and I'm just inserting that one. Then by hammering we can go with the welding. That is also one process here by pressure and by hammering. That is the beauty of this of a forge. That is the oldest method we are saying. In this way, we can hear the metal is heated and exposed to the surrounding. We are very know that one. That is a, okay. And here the scale is formed on an outer surface. Means if I go with that one, what happened? If a welding can means there will be a scale will be formed here. So what happened? The layer of a work surface and the scale should be must be removed before and during the welding process. So we have to see that one. Okay. Otherwise, we have to measure that one. What type of means which way it going to be a welding here. If a hollow cylinder is there, it may be a cylindrical or it may be a tap or whatever it may be. So we have to careful that one. Before we go scale, okay. After that, before welding that one, we have to remove that scale, okay. And the formation of a new scale should be a avoid of a using by using. We know there is ferrous of a material is a contaminated with the air. So what happened? We have to apply of a flux, which is protect from the atmosphere here. Okay. So we are it may be a noted that of a means here excessive flux should be avoided at the prevent of a correct addition of a metals here. Flux that are already we know that one we are using of a flux here, borax and silicon sand we can use here. Here we are using of a flux of a this one of a forge of a welding is a borax or we can use of a silica here. So here these are the forge welding. Just now I said of a the forge welding is a solid state welding here. There's a process I said here. That is a solid state of a welding of a process here. That joint of a two pieces of a metal by heating them to a high temperature and hammering and them together. Hammering and we can also go with the uh, pressure. We can weld that one. Okay. Now if I saying of a see here from the principle. So this is a principle. If I am saying means see here from the principle. It may be a metals are heated to a plastic condition just of a above a recrystallization of a temperature of a below of a melting. Okay, it is heated above 1,000 degrees Celsius in the furnace here. Okay, this is a we can say this is a furnace here. Sir. This is a furnace. Okay, this is a furnace. So this is a process. We can say this is a okay furnace where heating of a metals here. Then we can this also we can say this is a see here the gas burner how the furnace can be carried out here diesel burner. So we are heating of a metal the furnace here. Okay. So the here the very important point here is the metals are heated to a plastic conditions above of 1,000 degrees Celsius in a furnace here. As well as we have to see that one this will be having a heated metals are brought into a anvil. Means for why the because the anvil also because we have to for fixing purpose. Okay, for a hammering the anvil where we have seen in a black okay in a workshop we have seen of an anvil here. Okay, means we are heated of a metals are brought into the means of nearby the anvil and from the heat source and sub impose of them, and then we can go with the hammering also, we can go with that. Okay, that is the very beauty of this one. Okay, now this is a the steps. See here from the diagram, this is a very clear here. Okay, see here. Here I am using of a base metal, here base metal, another base metal, here heating can be taken place here, both the heating can be carried out here, and here the heating can be carried out here. So what happened after the heating, there will be a having a see here. Just when I am making of a near of a two pieces of it, this is the one piece here, one metal, another metal, when heating can be carried out here. Okay, when this is a brought into a together, so what happens, there will be a welding can be occurred. This is a heat affected zone can be, we can say here this portion. Okay, we can say this is a heat affected zone when we are making of it, means with the pressure we can say here, and this is the process of, we can say this is a hammering, we can also say that. See the represent of a forge of a welding using of a hammer, we are saying. Okay, this is by using of a hammer we can, when we brought together, then we can hammer, then it will be a, what happens, there will be, because this is a melting here. Okay, there is a very hot heated can be taken place when we make of a means two pieces of near to that, by hammering of a, we can join the two pieces easily. That is the process of a forge welding, we can. Now see here the classification of a hammer of a welding. The here the hammer is done by heating the metal to the proper temperature. Just now I said of a, there will be if you beyond of a melting temperature, then will be very difficult for that one. Okay, and the coating with a flux, so that it is a protect from the atmosphere here. Overlapping of a weld surface means overlapping. Just now I said of a, so overlapping can be taken place here. What happens? There can be a, by hammering we can fix of that one. Okay, of a, and then with the striking the joint and repeatedly with the hammer. Okay, this is the process. See from the diagram here. See from the see here how the joining can be taken place by this is the hammering. Okay, by this is the hammer. Okay, this is a hot heated of our metals here. So by hammering we can join the two pieces here. That is a forge welding. See here from this is how the two persons are carrying off by hammering of a, okay. This is a hot heated can be of a metal here, and by using of a hammer of two persons of a hammer, we can join the two. By this is the see here how they are means superimposed on the anvil. This is a anvil here. Okay, this is a anvil. See, means hot heated can be a carried out. We can put off a hot heated of a metal in a on the superimposing on the, and this is portion is a, this is a anvil. Okay, this is a very easiest method and the oldest method we can also say here. Okay, and the process parameter, if I say of a forge welding, is a temperature here, amount of a deformation here, and the very important forging of its speed here. That is if forging means that is a depend upon the metals here. If I say of a one person is a, can see here from the previous diagram, if only one person is carried out here, so what happened here, the speed is a, if not maintaining here, so what happened, it gets of a easily it gets a solidify and very difficult for getting of a joint can be taken. So that's also we have to take care of that one, that is the forging speed. Okay, and here temperature we are saying of a temp means of a we are maintaining of a 50 to a 90% of a metal melting of a temperature, and a soft low carbon steel, that is a 1250 to a 1300 of a degree Celsius here. High carbon and alloy steels here, so that is a 1100 to a 1140 degrees Celsius. For the different types of a materials of a, it may be a low carbon steel, it may be high carbon steel, it may be a what kind is it having a, we are using of a temperatures here. That is the beauty of this of a forge welding here. Okay, see here, this just now I discussed of a previous also the same thing. This is a act as a furnace here. Okay, this is a furnace here, and this is the inside of a furnace means we are making of a keeping of our work material on the furnace, so that it will be take place of heating can be carried out here. Okay, so this is inside that one we are using of a gas burner, of a pilot of a burner, and a diesel burner, and a burner can be taken place. Okay, these are the uh, means of a furnace of a, we are heating of the our metal. After that we can go with the forging. This is the anvil where we are keeping on that one. Okay, so we have to know what is the anvil also. How it can be for the sheet as well. Previously from the workshop we have seen this one. Okay, there's a labels. Okay, now see here, even for the sum of a we can go with the some material, means for the some means of a thing, we can also go with the by using of a forge welding, we can shape on that one. Okay, if we take off a sum of a rod also, okay, the we can also go with the preparation of a anvil also, we can prepare by using of a by using of a forging method also, we can go ahead. Okay, the forging of a metals are, we can say, forgeable method. Maybe it may be having a, see here, aluminum of alloy, magnesium alloy, of a copper alloy, carbon and low alloy steel, magnetized of a stainless steel, austenite, nickel alloy, titanium, tungsten alloys. We can go ahead. Okay, this also forgeable of a metals here, and the common hand tools, we can say, that is a, we know that one, that is a hammer, blacksmithy of a gauge, hot chisel, and a brass. We can say that is a common hand tools we are using this one. Okay. If there's an advantage, if I say some advantage is a good quality of a weld of a obtained here. See here, we know that that is a beauty of this one. Good quality of a weld obtained here, and we can say the greater strength also, we can say here, high strength of a weld of a joint here, and a part of a integrated of a shape is welded here. No filler, because we are not using of any type of a like gases here, we're not doing anything of a rod here. So no filler material is required. Just by using of a hammer, we can, or with the pressure, we can go with the welding. That is the use of it. That is the beauty of this one, is the oldest method we are saying, that is the forging here. So here requiring of a less of a matching after the welding here, and the weld joint have a low initial cost here. You know that one, by using of a pressure and by that is nothing but a hammer, we can go with the welding here. That is the reason low initial cost is here, and the welded joint are easily prepared and the noiseless of a process. But only the one process is a difficult disadvantage. Disadvantage is here is a difficult means if a mismatch is there, tongs are take place of a very mismatch, then it will be harmful to the body here. So that is the reason here. There will be having a disadvantage is a low carbon steel is welded here. Means low carbon steel is welded here, and high level of operator skill is required, because if something is a mismatch here, we have seen that one of a forging in a olden days here. Okay, for the very difficult, if a unskilled of operator is taken place here, means if something is take place, means very difficult for him. So it will be a means song should be a properly, we have to fix that one, and hammering should be taken. If a mismatch of a properly, means it will hurt the human body. Okay, low welding of a process is take place here, because compared to other temperature, where low welding of a process compared to other, means here what happened, the welding joint is very less compared to other welding joints here, because this is the oldest method, as well as of it is a by manual. That is the reason it's a low welding process take place here, and the weld is a contaminated by the cook and used by the in a heating of a furnace. You know that when heating can be taken place, and the welding joint cannot be used for collisions and the vibrations here. You know that one, okay, and cannot be assembled and the reassembled. Once it can be taken place, we can't go with the once again. We can means reassemble is very difficult, and assembly is also difficult. Okay. Now see here applications. Previously go with the applications are here is a aerospace of industries here, production of a crankshaft here, shipping buildings here, cycle of industries here. Even we can go with the production of a pattern welded of a blades here, okay, and we can go with the shotguns of a barrels here. Previously, as you know, of a seen of the shotguns. Okay, that is the barrels we can also prepare by using of a, this type of a forging only. Of a small tools of a like of a rail, of a roads, of equipments, of a trucks, agriculture, of a machinery. Previously, we are using these things. Now the advanced we have taken. Now we are using a different types of a welding here. See the other side of a here. The previously we can go with this sort of a welding here. Okay. Now the knife also can be prepared. So the very important point here is a first thing is a here from the diagram, that's very important here is a forging welding is a, see here, means is the oldest method. First thing is a forging welding is the oldest method of joining of a ferrous metal. Okay, in this process the ends of two parts means ends of a two parts of a, this is the one part and this is the two second part are heated to a plastic state. Means we are saying that is a, above the decrystallization of a temperature, below of a melting temperature. Okay, the weld is completed by, weld can be completed by, we can say that is a pressure or hammer of a blows at the joint. Then it will be a joining can be taken place here. Okay, that is the beauty of this forging welding here. When means we are saying the metal is heated and exposed to the surrounding scale, means we have to see that one, it may be a flux can be applied on the scale. After that we have to, before going to the pressurizing, we can go with the hammering, we have to remove that scale and then we have to go with the welding here. So here we are using of a flux. Very important point is the forging welding. Sometimes they will ask you what is it in a forging welding, what type of flux we are using here. The borax and we can say the silica sand. See, very important, the flux we are using as a borax, or we can also use of a silica sand we are using of a flux in a forge welding here. Okay, so very important point here is that by using of a pressure and hammering we can go with the welding here. Okay, and thank you and have a nice day.